everyone. Welcome to the Charge Room show tonight. This is Where is My King episode, hashtag the men's locker room. And tonight we have a juicy topic, and we just gonna hop right into it because I know this is gonna take a little time. So we are here tonight because the topic tonight is how do men feel about open relationships. And what happens is, if we really take it back in history, humans, because we are humans have not always been monogamous. Everyone seek pleasure from multi partners. If you look back even in the Bible days, everyone had a partner. The men had wives, but they also, when they went out to do their discipleships, to do their teachings, everyone had partners. And their partners were not always of opposite sex. They were of the same sex. Even when women teaching their peers as they are growing and maturing, even with them teaching, the women teaching other young girls to become women, they taught them about themselves. They taught them about their bodies and how to please the king, right? Especially the maids of the king or the queen. The women, the maids, got together to teach the royalty how to have sex with one another. So as humans, we were not always monogamous, right? But as we are fast forwarding and we come to a place where we are committing to relationships that are monogamous with one husband, one wife in the American culture, right? And I'm gonna say Eastern culture. Am I saying that right? We're the Western. We're on the West side. We're the Westerns. I'm sorry. Culture. So as we are coming through here and maturing into monogamous relationships, now as passing the baby boomers into generation, what is it, X? We are coming through to the generation that's in their 30s and their 20s, and sex is a bit different. You know, everyone is not quite committed to a relationship. Everyone is not quite committed to a marriage, right? So they are going from partner to partner, and not to just say experimenting, because there's no more experimenting. It's straight. This is what I want because this one makes me feel this way and I like it. That one makes me feel that way and I like it. Or we are all joining together. We are doing threesomes. We are doing swinging relationships. There's a lot of couples that do swinging relationships because sometimes they may love their partners. However, there may be something going on with the partner where the partner can no longer satisfy the other anymore, right? So they may make a commitment on their agreement, right? To say, well, let's try swinging. And a lot of older couples in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s have swingers. They are swingers. They have swinging relationships. Don't sleep on the people that are older and mature. Don't sleep on them because guess what? They are well seasoned and know what they want. But what about the partner that takes medication and they can't sustain through a journey of sexual pleasure for a night? instead of saying, okay, this is not going to work, if they are totally honest with each other, they come to a late relationship agreement, and then they set new goals for the relationship because they don't want to lose each other as companions. So they will make a sexual agreement where they will bring other people into the bedroom. This is real talk. So we're going to talk to the men because I'm going to bring them on. King K Wise, King Herman, King Dre. Hi, gentlemen. How are you, Kings? How you doing? Let me take this off. How y'all doing tonight?
Peace. What's
Y'all chose a very serious subject. It's a very sensitive subject, right? It's a very real subject because relationships are just not the same anymore. Some people are offended. Some people will get offended. But every case is a different case. Every situation is different. The sensitivity of a relationship is different. It gets intense. And then it's just some people that just don't care. But from understanding, because it's not just a subject that just popped up. It's been around. It's just been behind the corner and behind the curtain and underneath a stone because people don't want to talk about it because they'll be judged. They're embarrassed to talk about it because they do not want to be judged. So, gentlemen, I said a whole lot in a short period of time. Let's start with King Herman. King Herman, how do you feel about open relationships?
It was all a dream. Non-stop. It's funny that you bring up that topic because me personally, I can't do it because only for the simple fact that I'm a male, and if I ever catch that other male that swung with mine, and then we have that exchange of the eye look and the glance, and then it's like he's one of those that want to brag, like yo, I tapped Herman Shorty, right? I did that, right? Then we got issues, but it's one of those where, and you said it best, Josh. People were doing it. It's an agreement, but we know what happens when that agreement is broken. That's when feelings come in. That's when the jealousy comes in. That's when they can't handle it. Or if they were solid with their one person that they were with, somebody else that they met at a swinger club came and put that seed in them. And so now that messes up the whole relationship. But it depends on the person. What are you willing to tolerate? What are you willing to put up with? And the last one is, I was like, it's like baseball. You're going to swing at it. But sometimes some people swing at it and hit a home run instead of a foul ball. And
or
then now and the home run now becomes Little Junior. And Little Junior want to know, like, yo, where my daddy at? But dad was never with mom correctly. Mom was just I hate to have that conversation with somebody. Yo, your mom was a jump off. Facts.
I understand, but that part you're talking about a monogamous relationship where somebody was cheating. What about the open relationships that have you ever experienced someone that was in an open relationship or wanted you to be a partner, or any of the people have been in an open relationship or even a poly relationship? How do you know of any comments that you could share about that type of open relationship?
I know of one where somebody got approached for that, but they were just like, nope, can't do it.
Okay.
Can I interject?
You could speak, actually.
Go ahead, Dre.
Oh, I thought it was because I heard you say his name, so I muted my mic and stuff, so I was going to let him have his time.
No, he has it's your turn now.
Oh, beautiful. So, so I'm in my 30s, right? So, the engagement of open relationships, It's actually called a situationship, man. Let's just call it what it is, right? So it's a situationship. I've had numerous of those because I'm in my 30s, and this sex thing is just it's so rampant, man. They don't even care anymore. It doesn't really even matter. Like that's mainly what it's about. It's mainly about having your physical cake and eat it too type of thing. But what I've come to understand in my experience with this situation is that someone always catches feelings and someone always gets hurt. Always, always. Now, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been the victim, and for lack of a better word, I've been a victimizer, even though that's really not a good word to use. Anyway, and I've come to see, like, regardless of age, it doesn't matter, because I've dated women in their 50s, their 40s, their 20s, their 30s. You know what I'm saying? So, regardless of age, it doesn't really matter. Someone always catches feelings and someone always gets hurt. And I've noticed that the one who gets hurt tries to familiarize that hurt as a strength, and then they use that into their next situationship. So now they're like, oh, you're not going to play me like he did, or you're not going to play me like she did. And you just consistently keeping that vicious cycle going, right? So within my understanding of myself and the better man that I'm trying to be, I've taken steps back from that and had to really sit back and understand what I needed to do within myself, because I had to look at myself and really be like, yo, there's something that you're missing. There's something that you're lacking. Like, what are you searching for that you can't find? Like, and then you go into the 80-20 rule type of thing. Like, you might be dealing with a woman and she's doing all of this for you, and you see something else that you might like from that one. So boom, let me cut her off and go run over there to the 20%. Then you mad because you're like, damn, I done cut my 80 off, now I got 20%. Like, but this the situational shift thing. That also goes into quote unquote dating, right? Dating. That's but that's what that comes into now. Like, dating is really coming to situationships where people have some level of understanding of, all right, we're gonna do this here, we're gonna do that there, but you still single. But then I'm gonna call you my boyfriend, girlfriend type thing when I feel like it. It's really about comfortability. It's a lot of comfortability and convenience, because it's like you're in a relationship but you're not. So like I'm in a relationship on my time. You know what I'm saying? So like when I call you, like, yo, pull up, you're gonna pull up and we're gonna be together. And then when you leave,
you're gonna
exactly. And then when you leave, I'm gonna get on the phone again. Or you're gonna go and get on the phone when you leave me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the dating thing now. It's not the scruples of understanding, listening, learning. That doesn't really matter too much. It's about, let me see if that work is right. And if that work is right, I might give him a shot. Right? Oh, and he better have that bag right. That bag better be right. That's another thing. Like, no one's taking time to really understand within themselves, what are you lacking? What are you missing? Like, what mistakes are you making? What missteps are you making in this thing called love, the journey of love, understanding? Most people not really putting in that type of time and energy to gain an understanding of themselves, and in turn better themselves individually, bring their own self-happiness so that they can bring that happiness to another. Like, most people are not really doing all that. It's not really important. I'm trying to get what I can get now, because the climate out here is everybody's for self, man. Everybody for self. It's so hard. It's hard to find solid situations, find solid people. Like, it's hard. It's difficult. And then when they do come around, sometimes it's difficult to keep them, because you're dealing with so much other outside negative stimulus that you may bring that into a conversation or bring that into a situation with someone that's solid, and you looking at them funny because something else that somebody else did to you outside of these situationships. Like, it's all mind-boggling. But I'm just saying, coming from, this is experience talking too. Like, this is experience. It's just mind-boggling. That's what we really want. It's convenience. That's really what it's about. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Okay, King K Wise, what's your season on the chicken?
Well, peace, first of all. Everybody, what's good? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. I think what I'm hearing from my two kingsmen is more or less dealing with the monogamous side. When we talking about open relationship to me, and I've been there, done that, whatever. Wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. It was like a moment of uh
Lust.
curiosity, a moment of curiosity to
Just
see
lust and sex.
the hype. Now, open relationships plays parts way back, as you had stated earlier in your precept, bringing us on. You know,
Mhm.
open relationships way before, and it was the norm. We're talking, which sounds like what y'all putting at is now being that we in this Western civilization here, where they took away the factor of multiple and kind of singled it out to one man, one woman concept or one person, relationship wise. But yet still now we still have culturally, you have other religions that practice that advocate this, and it's okay because of the religious perspective. Open relationship between a man and a woman where they have a consensual agreement about how they're going to interact with others in their lives without trying to disrupt their personal home space. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. To each is to their own. You know what I mean? So I don't speak about nothing or downplay on nothing or nobody unless I do the knowledge of it for myself or have a knowledge of it in that manner. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hard deal. It's whatever. And you're right, King Dre, when you talked about irregardless of any situationship or relationship,
Mhm.
someone's going to catch the feelings and someone will wind up getting hurt. I totally agree with you 100%. And that is due to the lack of understanding and agreeing to the agreement. And you allow your emotional heartbreak to overtake
Mhm.
what your mind state was in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Exactly.
if you are not mentally strong enough to handle a situation or
That
relationship,
part right there.
take
That
your
part.
ass out of the equation so you
That part
won't
right there.
get caught up in your feelings and wind up being the one to hurt or being the one hurting someone else
That's
because
the delusion.
the lack of your mental capacity to understand or who's going to take the weight. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's the delusion, though. That's the delusion of it right there. Is that people think that they can mentally handle this thing, and when it gets to the nitty gritty part of it, like when you're like, damn man, it's lonely tonight. I wanna what? Nah, you know what this was.
But can
Okay.
I say
But
something
that's
though?
that's not an illusion. That's a fact though, because it's
I
still
know
It's
that
because
person
that's
is
all dealing with the
delusional.
flesh. That's all dealing with the flesh. And it's about your mind first. It's about your
Mhm.
mind first. Because this is two parts here. You're dealing with your flesh and you're dealing with your mind.
Absolutely.
And then because when you deal with your flesh, it's only sex. That's it. It's
Mhm.
straight physical. Oh, I'm
Carnal.
horny. Let me get my rocks off. Let me see who I'm gonna call. The first person who answers the phone, they get it. Straight up.
Hey, hey,
Because I'm telling you, everybody got a list. Everybody got a list. The first person that's answering the phone, they getting it. And if they not good enough, we going down the list. Let's take a shower, start all over. We going down the list, right?
Maybe
Part
take a shower. Let me stop.
You right about that, y'all nasty chump. But the part about the mind goes in 1,000 ways because you dealing with spirits and enemies.
Hmm.
You dealing with morals. You are dealing with so many your value system. What you lost in your life. Who did what to you? You're dealing with whatever's going on in your heart, in your mind. You could be suffering from depression. You could have anxiety because you don't want to be alone in the bed tonight. You could be a type of person that always wants to create chaos. You don't want peace because you just used to chaos. All of that plays a role on you picking up the phone and say, okay, let me get this tonight, tomorrow, the next afternoon. Let me see who I'm about to pull up on, and everything's a turned up. And guess what? Y'all are using influences such as drugs, alcohol, to help numb your mind and even numb your body to actually go through this thing.
Participate with it.
Right. So y'all said a whole bunch of stuff, because if you really take this whole thing apart, the key part is having an open relationship. I don't care how you slice it. An open relationship is something is consensual.
It has to be.
On both parts. So if an open relationship is consensual on both parts, where's the cheating part coming at? Where's the part that say, oh, this is a situationship part at? There's no situationship when it comes down to open consensual relationship. That means you free to pick up the phone and invite someone in y'all's bedroom if you choose, or a separate event that's going to happen, that this one is going to go off on this way, this one is going to go off on that way. Or how about this? Y'all do it together. There are parties that people go to go pick and choose what mate they want to bring inside their bedroom.
A lot of
this is something that's been going on for years and years. This is not new, boo-boo. This is not new. So whoever came up with this situationship, that's because their mind is in a situation. That's because their mind is not ready to be transparent with themselves and honest to say, okay, I want to be a hoe today, and be okay with it. Yes.
Here's where
I'm not knocking it or going against it. I'm agreeing with you, but like in these situation, like that's the type of time they be on.
No,
like, so that's what I'm kind of confused.
I'm sorry, because I have to be transparent. I have to be transparent right now. Because when I was your age, younger than you, it wasn't called a situationship. It's just called being single. That's just being single. That don't have nothing to do with it. Because let me tell you something. I have somebody for everybody. Whatever I needed, I wanted, I'm going to have somebody for that purpose. So that's not a situationship. That's straight up being single, and I choose to be single and not be in a committed relationship with anyone. And because it lacks me, it holds me down, that I can't do what I feel like doing. Because if I want to be with this one at 2:00 and then I have a date at 7:00, that 2:00 may get in my way of my 7:00, and I can't get whatever I need. Because it's all about what you need in your mind, what you need for you, what you want. And if physical was a part of that program, I just wasn't a totally physical. I'm going to have sex with you because I feel like it. I'm not having sex with you because, oh, this one going to do this for me, so let me give him some. This one going to do that for me because I'm going to give him that some. No.
Sometimes it be like that.
You don't. This is the problem. Everybody think they got to lay down with everybody to get something. All you have to do is open your mouth and ask. Because I could say, excuse me, I want to go on vacation. Could you please get me a ticket? That ticket is purchased, boo. And excuse me, giving my stuff up don't have nothing to do with it. I didn't sell my soul for some ticket or some sneakers or some bamboo earrings. It's called opening up your mouth to say, could you help a chick out? It's because I am who I am. I'm good at me being a good person because I have a good heart, and because you're my friend and because you like me, you're going to do it. If I need you to buy me a house, you're going to do it. But see, people lower themselves down to nothing. Gus walking around here that they don't even think that's possible. It is possible because I've done it. This is how I live. People take care of me. Why? Because I'm a good person. But so many people, those too many snaking people, stabbing them in the back and the front, they don't even understand their value as a person. All you gotta do is have a good be good. That's it. That's it. There's no person in my life that would not do for me. Why? Because I will do them the same way. It's called reciprocity. And how about this? It's called love. So that situationship, to me, that's just lowering your standards to nothing. You just showing people that this is what you result to. And how about this? And this person you seeking out to have a situation with, they ain't even nothing. They ain't giving you nothing. They not putting nothing in your mind. They not putting nothing in your heart for you to stand up and say, let me be great today. They just, I want to curse. They just... they just having sex, baby.
Yeah.
They just opening up their legs and getting popped and pinched. For what? You gonna roll over and still be in a bed by yourself? Are you kidding me? If I'm doing it, baby, we doing it every day. We gonna rock it all the way out. It's not gonna be, I got an hour, Nah, you lowering your standards for an hour, you ain't nothing? Because that's how I'm looking at it. Because I'm not giving it up for nothing. You got to put something in it.
Who taught you that?
Who taught me that?
Who taught you that?
Let me tell you who taught me that. People who care about me taught me that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to only mess with hustlers, let me tell you. And I didn't mess with no corner niggas. Excuse my language. I messed with the real dogs. Period. My salary, not salary, excuse me. My, what you call that? Allowance. My allowance a week was like 10 grand. So what I'm messing with you for? They sat me down and said, this is what you are supposed to be treated like. This is what you accept and this is what you do not. So my standard, and I'm talking about at a young age.
Exactly.
I'm talking about at a very young age. So now at my age here, I'm sorry. You're not even impressing me. If you cannot give my brain an orgasm, my body does not work for you.
Let me add something on here like this. I analyze certain things as I look. Single to me, when I say a person, when you're single, it's about self.
Total self.
It's about
total
yourself.
self.
Now, when you start saying I'm a one-on-one, that means you being committed. One-on-one committed. When you say open, meaning you having options with stipulations regarding the right and fares of each other. With an open relationship, you are establishing boundaries in an open relationship. What are the do's and do nots? So that way you don't violate the code that you set for a open relationship. The moment that it becomes what you consider situationship is when you do not inform the other open part and violate the agreement in your open status. Now you got situations because now you violated the trust, you violated the commitment, you violated the understanding of what we established. If you a single person, you got the right to go and do as you come and go as you please, whomever, whatever. In an open relationship, you have to consider both yourself and your partner of what y'all sat down. And sometimes, believe it or not, open relationships have contracts. If you go to certain places,
they do.
When you go to certain, for example, most swinging, and I've seen some, I've been some, you have to sign a consent form for a doctor's check, to check your records, to check to see how your health is right there, because people are being very precautious and careful about whom they allow in their world. Because the moment a man is invited into the womb, whatever he has or whatever she has is connected. You know, most swingers, they guarantee you, there's a lot of them that say there's no sex without a condom, period. If you don't have a condom, we're not. Now, there's been some violations to it from somewhere along the line because of what? Somebody caught feelings, their emotions got the better
That's
of
right.
them, then the understanding and the commitment was set forth. And this is why you have babies born come from the oops, you know,
Mhm.
or from the slip up and the hiccup. You know, it's all about mind over the matter because it's harder to pull away, but easy to get in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Easy.
mean? So you have to be, you got it. Like I said,
You have to separate your mind from your body. If this is something that you want to do, you have to be disciplined enough to say, okay, this is how we gonna work it out. Because everybody knows themselves. You know what turns you on. You know what makes you feel good. You know what hurts your heart. You know when your emotions, your anxiety pops up when something is going on that you know you're on the fence. You have to know yourself to get. Most of my friends, they always say, "You think like a man." It's no disrespect, but you have to take your head out the game. I'm sorry, you have to put your head in the game, but take your body out the game. It's like your body, you know, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't,
Yep.
you cannot sit here. Like because some people are like, oh, I want to mess with this one, girl. Don't fall in love with that. I
They
tell
do.
my friends all the time, if that's where you want to, if this is the style lifestyle that you are choosing, boo, you cannot fall in love with that. You will be jammed up. And where we fall short is women are extremely emotional. They'll mess around and fall in love with the wrong one. Meanwhile, the one they really want is all the way over there. But they done messed up. This one caught feelings with her, and she caught feelings with you. Doing too much. Sit down and get your mind right. And you can't get distracted off your course because you done slayed over here because you're horny. I like the way this one make me feel, or this one did my this, and you got whatever that person did for you to make your head go woo. You can't catch feelings for that. Take it for what it is.
there's an echo
You
in my
got to take it for what it is, and that's how people get jammed up. You have to know yourself. You must know yourself. You can't go into these situations and play a game with it, or even go into them entering to say, well, let me see how this works. Like it's a brand new toy or something. No, these are
Seems like
humans. Humans.
seems like
And
that's what the majority does.
huh?
I said it seems as though that's what the majority does, though. Because what you were saying, as far as what you were saying, as far as how your life was, as far as the allowance, things of this nature, like that. The days of that are really not. They don't do that no more. Those type
Excuse
of
me.
things don't really happen. In my
Yourself.
experience, listen,
Please
listen,
for yourself.
in my experience, I was about to say, in my experience, those type of things don't happen. I don't. Those type of things don't happen. So I was just trying to figure out like the majority aspect of it. Like majority of people dealing with these situations, they listen. They have not heard what KY just said. Okay, because what he said and how he broke that down sounds like a business arrangement.
But that's what it is.
And that's exactly. But no one has heard that. The
Well,
majority has not heard that because that's the other thing I was going. That's why I said, who taught you that?
It's
That's what I'm
maturity.
saying. Like but this is what I'm saying. The majority of people are not on that level. They're not. This is why the vicious cycle continues to go because they've never heard what Y said and they don't think like you. So that's the majority and that's the problem. How do you get through to that? If
well,
there's a way, should you try? Like that's what I'm trying to get to.
well, Dre, let me ask you. Saying
You
that
got
in the being a
at the end of the
Huh?
day, like I said, you have to know yourself.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Dre,
KY.
are you addressing that person being just a single man who doesn't have a partner out in himself in the dating game and whatever happens, or are you saying in the world of open relationship where you may have a partner who has understanding that you do the same understanding. So there won't be not never be anything confusing or
That's the problem I'm talking about.
yeah. Well, see,
That's what I'm talking about.
even if it doesn't have to be a business arrangement, the first thing you got to do is communicate about, hey, this is me, this is what I like, this is what I enjoy doing, blah blah blah.
No, I like that business arrangement ideal, that thought process, because it hinders on the same lines as marriage. Honestly,
To a degree, but it's a little bit more open in what
yeah, I
marriage is.
understand what you mean. Yeah, I'm just saying as far as contractually, like that's like how a marriage is set up. Yeah.
Right. But see, the
Hmm.
difference is unless open relationships is different from open marriages. The two things are different, even though they have the same.
Those two words shouldn't even be together.
But
Open and marriage.
people, no. But people
Whoa.
practice that as well. See, like I said, you have married people who are swingers. You have married people
Heard of
that
that.
have
Hmm.
open relationships with the understanding and stipulation that put and mandate for each follow. The moment you break,
Makes sense.
there's this penance. You know what I'm saying? For everything, there's
That
a
makes
cause.
sense.
It's justice and reward. So it's rewards for your deeds. So you got to have the and the only way you can get the understanding is by what you have to speak. You have to openly state this is what I'm. If you can't understand it or handle it, don't try to change me because the only thing you're going to catch is heartache. A man will never change unless he decides he wants to change for himself. And the person that he is grooming with, he will grow within. They will grow within each other to become more mature to know the ins and outs of. Oh, this is what my likes. I know what it takes to give my woman, the way she needs to feel. I know it because we're growing into each other. I'm learning. A woman's going to teach a man a lot faster than a man will teach a woman about her. Most of the time we can't just jump in and say, "Oh, I know what a woman is." That not everybody's different. You still got to do the knowledge to everything, to everyone, and everybody. The goal, of course, we all know the goal is the come together. Is to create, have an implosion and explosion.
Yeah, let's do.
You know what I mean? That's the bottom line when it comes to man and woman in a relationship. The factor is, I want to get to you. Like the song says, I want to get next to you. Or, but there's things that come along with that. Is the words are just
Mhm.
one thing. A whole universe with what you want when you do what you do. You just got to be able to try to handle it. You know what I mean? If
Right.
you can't hold up the whole earth, don't call yourself an atlas.
Right. That part. That part.
Old guy stuff. Okay.
I'm just blessed. You saying? Growing up in the age of pimps, back in them days, the 60s, 70s days, man, where pimps tell you right now, they ran their women. I ain't gonna say the H word. They women like just that. It wasn't no open relationship. It was an understanding of, I'm gonna take care of you, but you go do what I need you to do. The oldest profession was openly done,
Right.
and nobody put laws and stipulations on them until later on down for control.
Right. And
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
government.
So
That's government.
I like what you said, because the fact is, with your age line group, is what you seeing and developing all in your context. Our wordplay change.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
the concepts are still the same.
The concepts, what's that word you like to say? Bow, bump, what you say?
Bow.
Bow to you was, like I said before, that word whoa.
Bow.
Whoa. Whoa. Like, I see this girl, she like, whoa.
Black
Whoa.
Rob, yes sir.
That's, I mean,
Oh man,
this
that's
this
the joint though. But anyway,
line, but you still got to be able. Everything supposed to have become wiser with age. Sometimes, like I say, a grown man has a grown man body, but still a child like mine, he's still a child. No matter what, a woman's going to be a child because he's thinking like a child. He may look like gorgeous George. He might be the Adonis for a woman, but the moment he speaks, it sounds like baby patty cake. It's like, oh no, oh, no.
mm,
A woman's going to turn.
Let's round this up here.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
As Johnson was saying, let's go to the other side of the room.
You know, then
Time
he
to go.
wonder. Then
Everybody
he
stay
wonder,
left.
why am I still in the friend zone? I ain't even get the first base yet. You know what I mean? Because you coming back to you.
killing me today.
But you know, but you got to, like I said, open relationships is the topic. Open relationships. It's all about what you establish here, not the physical. It's about what's established up here. Because when this is established up here, everything else is gravy. But the moment, like you say, you get caught up and you start going in a reverse cycle instead of going with that same flow. And then when you do not communicate no more, it's like, well, I'm not going to say anything. I just go do what I do here and then still come back and everything will be all right. But the moment you get caught up out of there, it's like, we had an open relationship. Yeah, we did, but you violated it because this, that, and the third. This is what you did. Shouldn't have. It would have been okay if you had been honest with me. Because
It's all
this
about
is what we deserve.
communication.
Yeah. There should be no reason if you got an open relationship. There's no reason why you should be able to answer your phone if
Be hiding anything. Okay.
you get a phone call. You know what I'm saying? If you get a phone call, you make a phone call. Even if you make a phone call, there shouldn't be no misunderstanding because, hey, babe, I'm getting ready to call someone. Think, you know, if they come through, we can have a good time, all three of us or four of us together.
Right.
Okay.
Understanding. That's what's understanding.
Understood. So there's no reason to be like, who the hell you calling 4 o'clock in the morning? Not be no, you know, you ain't got to go through that. So,
All communication.
exactly.
It's an understanding of what's going on, and everybody has to meet in their minds so everything else will flow accordingly.
Do you know?
The minute that cycle of communication stops,
Yeah.
the emotions are going to get wrecked in a car wreck.
Do you know the statistics? Some open relationships, as well as some open marriages, are actually in this day and time now are better than most people with the regular committed one-on-one committed relationship because
Right.
What does that say about society?
it's changing. Society is changing. That's all it is. But see, you got to make what makes up society. It's us. But you got to look at certain things that we took. Look at what it was. The law of the land here back in the early days of civilization. One man, one woman, point blank period. But now look at everything. You got one man, one woman, or 3 men in a baby. You know, you got all kind of on. You know, certain things I agree with. I don't agree with. Exist. Certain things I don't agree with, but do exist. Now, I don't have to have more allowed in my mind because this mind here will all. You know, force on me what you feel right for me. No. Mm-mm. I control and own my mind. The moment I give that up, I might put chains around me. And that's never.
You okay?
I'm just soaking it in.
You okay, Brother Helpin?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I read the contract. I'm good.
Because you look kind of mesmerized over there.
Right? He looked
Nah,
kind
nah.
of lost. Kind of lost.
over there.
Nah, I ain't lost,
Like,
but I just know a lot of this stuff really leads to like the confusion part. And like you said, Dre, the contractual. Some people say I'm with it, but then 5 seconds in, nah, I want to go backwards now. And that blows up the whole thing, and then it's just like, then why do it in the first place?
Because they
Right.
fell short from an agreement.
they didn't have
fell
that conversation.
right.
They did not sit down at the table and meet with the minds. If you sit down at the table and meet with everyone is on the same accord, there should be no problems here.
It's just like
Let's have a verbal agreement. This is what it is.
it's like starting up your own business. When you want your corporation, you want your corporation people around you, and you're gonna say, "Listen, this is how it's going to be. This is everything easy. If you don't agree with it, there's the door, so that nobody will be left out behind. Here, read this. Everything is the same on every one of your papers, and it's changed. If you have questions, now is the time to ask, not after. Right now, as we're going into it. So then that way, all confusion or doubt can be laid to rest. It's on the table. It's open for discussion. Once it's table, that's it. It's done until you recap. But as long as you got the communication flowing and understanding, the moment everybody says, when a person says, "Do you understand or agree to what you say?" Yes. Guess what? That's on you, because you are acknowledging that you have the understanding of what was being said, and you had the time to ask the question if there was any confusion or doubt in your mind. If not, it's just like most ministers say in the church: all hearts and minds are clear. And when the congregation responds yes, guess what? Then the congregation is held accountable for their own action after.
Because they said yes.
Exactly.
That yes mean a lot. Let me tell you. Yes signs the deal, baby. And once they say yes, there's no turning back. Because people run when it get hot, when it's too much for them, because they think they can handle stuff, when they're immature up here. If nobody taught you something, sit down and take notes. How about this? Ask somebody. People don't like to ask people any questions.
Pride.
Yeah, listen, and pride gonna cost you too. Pride gonna cost you a broken heart. You gotta take notes.
What if that's what you're used to?
It's cool. It's cool to stop what you used to, but at a certain point, your heart is gonna bleed. When do you want to stop bleeding? You at some point you gotta say, okay, yo, this drain of blood is I'm dying here. Let me find another way. But your eyes are open. Your eyes can see.
Who's calling me?
Your eyes can look in areas and get engaged into people that appear that is doing of what you like or something that you want to know. There's always someone you can mentor from, because your eyes are open. But if you want to be ignorant, that's a different story, and not be prideful. Because if I see somebody that has something of what I want, hey, how you doing? My name is Ilyasa. Can I holler at you? I'm good for that.
Serious.
I'll network in a second because I want to know. If I feel lost about something and I see somebody that that person can help me out, because my ears are open, my eyes are open, I'm inquisitive, I want to know something, I'm going to inquire. A closed mouth does not get fed.
Right.
So I'm not going to sit there and be like, I don't know. So Let me just hang what I got. Cause nah, baby, I am moving forward. And if I want something, how about this? Even if you're embarrassed to talk to somebody, ain't nothing wrong with Google. Type your thought into Google. Trust me, something gonna come up. This age to get information, the information is there. It's not like with us where we had that encyclopedia and it ain't gonna give you but so much.
Good
You
now.
could only read the sentence 10 times and that's all it's going to give you, the 10 sentence. But if you go into Google and type that sentence a few times, you're going to get a whole bunch of different answers. But see, it's people's pride and ignorance is going to keep them in a dark space when all you have to do is, hey, use your phone. Use your phone to get an answer, whether it's your contact list or Google. Whether you can inbox somebody that you see online that's doing something. Your social media is so amazing. Instead of people using it on a negative note, use it for the positive that's on it. I love me some Facebook. I love me some Instagram because I can get some information. All you got to do is put in a hashtag, baby. You good. You lost, let me go find something. At this age, this modern age of information, if you want to sit and be prideful and don't want to inquire, that is your problem.
That's your business, yeah.
Because that's your problem. But don't get mad at the next person because the next person seemed like they really getting it. And then you too prideful to ask them, yo, how you get that? If there's something I see, somebody post something and I didn't know how to put music on a post, but I saw a person that had it. I inboxed them. Hi, my name is Ilyasa. Could you explain to me how you got that music on your post? Oh, sure.
That easy.
Boom, 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 boom. I learned. Boom, 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 boom. I got music on my post. Cause I don't care if I don't know the person. That's somebody I can start to get to know. Maybe there's something I have to offer that they need to know. You never know. I have met so many strangers on Instagram just by going into their pictures and be like, yo, that's a nice color. Where did you get that from? That's my favorite color outfit. I complimented them. I asked them a question. People like compliments. Yo, you look really nice today. That's a nice suit you got on. They gonna smile. Thank you. You ain't got to talk to them back ever again, but you gave them a compliment and you brought a smile to them on that day.
I love doing that.
I do it all the time.
People, you know what's crazy about that is sometimes I do that and I get the nastiest comments back. They be like, "Wow." But the other day was so great. I seen this lady. She was coming out the store. She had like a cane in her hand or something like that. So I'm like, "Oh, blessings." So I'm running to the door to try to hold the door, and she already walked out. She said, "But it's okay. God's seen that." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And I told her I love her. I don't know her from nowhere. But I told her I love her. Yeah, I like doing stuff like that. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, you'll be surprised when you open up your mouth and how you could be fed. Seriously.
Blessings.
But people are so prideful and it gets real daggone ignorant, yo. Like for real. It doesn't make sense to be ignorant like that. It doesn't. Because I've met thousands of people over the years just by saying hello and giving somebody a compliment. Literally.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna just throw this whole scenario off real quick. Any of my kings can answer. Even you, Queen. Watch this. Let's say you going out on a date, and you in your own vehicle. You got to stop to get gas. Now, for the men, if you in the car with a lady, she has her car.
Come on, bro.
Are you
Come
going
on, bro.
that gas?
Bro,
Wait
I
a
be
minute.
yelling at dudes at the gas station like, bro, you gonna have her pump your gas like that, bro? Dead serious.
Well,
Cause that's
again, that's what she allowed.
exactly.
She allowed. So you can't
Sometimes
get
I
mad
still
at
say it.
him. You can't get mad at him because
If,
that's what she allowed.
now chivalry for me is that I don't care whose car it is. If we out anywhere, and she even if she's driving and she says she's going to put gas in the car, I'll be like, hold up, before you do, you can give it. I'll go pay for it, or you go pay for it, and I'll go and pump. You understand what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just me.
Facts.
I don't like a woman pump gas at a tank by herself.
At all.
She's
I don't
with
like that.
Right.
if she's with a man. But again, like you said, certain circumstances will dictate. But just for me, mm-mm. Even if I see an old lady, an older elder lady, she's up there pump. I said, Miss, do you want me to pump the gas for you? And I get,
Yo, bro.
thank
Women look at you crazy though. You
you.
do stuff like they just walk up on a woman and be like, "Can I pump your gas? Like, have a seat in the car." They
Because
look at you crazy. I've done that.
in a different time and era now, people are more afraid than what it used to be years ago because times people have evolved into a crazy world right now. So people are very panicked and fearful of certain things because you have people who honestly would go up and say, "Hey, can I pump your gas?" Then all of a sudden, all right, give me the keys. They'll rob you. So
Yeah.
when you getting that instead of getting the positive of, listen, I don't mean no hurt, harm, or danger. I'll pump your gas for you so you can go back and be on your way. And you turn around and leave. They'll be looking at you like, "Are you okay? Yeah, you good. I'm good."
But also,
Because
but
they not
also
used to.
with that, you could start off with a compliment though, instead of
Mm,
just walking up on someone to say, "Let me pump your gas on you."
well,
Because
you
if
just
you
got.
really look at it, remember back in the days, and you go to the gas station, and all the crackheads want to stand out there and be like, "Let me get your gas," because they need money. Despite how you look, these days crackheads can be anybody.
Yep.
But
Facts.
if you approach them with a compliment and be like, "Hey, my name is Dre. You look really beautiful today," you will get a different response versus, "Yo, let
It
me
is-
pump your
I
gas for you."
understand. I'm not
it's
saying
all,
that's to pump her gas though.
it's all about.
I'm not saying that to pump her gas though.
It's all.
Unless I'm trying to holler or something.
It's
We
all
know
about
Yeah.
your
that.
approach
That
and
we
your manner.
know.
You know, Dre, I was with you. I was with you.
Like that part I already know because it's always an agenda.
Yeah.
It's always an agenda.
Oh, don't do me this way.
Wow.
Wow. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
We gotta wrap it up because it's 8 o'clock.
Yo, this
This
guy
is
here,
fun.
man.
This is fun.
That's KY.
Thank y'all so much for participating. I knew it was gonna get juicy. And an hour's time is, not enough. But again, to close everything up, it's all about your mindset and how mature that you wanna eh, participate in whatever it is. Open relationships are just that, open. But with it being open, both parties have to have an understanding of what exactly an open relationship is. And again, for those who don't know, Google works. Google works. You know what I'm saying? Just Google it. You lost, Google it. So
Siri, Alexa.
find out what it is that you really want to engage in, because there's all types of relationships out here now. You can swing, you can have monogamous relationship, you can have a poly relationship, or you can have an open relationship. There's so many relationships now that you can be okay with. But both parties have to have an understanding, a clear understanding, in order to effectively make it work. But don't go into a monogamous relationship and say, "I'm committed to you," and then want to, have sex with everybody else. That's where you messing up. That's where you being disrespectful. That's when you're violating. That's where you gonna get killed. Let's get it. Keep it 100.
Hey.
Wow.
Because that's
I'm not
emotional.
trying to get killed.
People are emotional right now.
Yep.
And these times, people are emotional because remember, we are children of children where people had diagnosis and no one knew about it.
That's true.
So we are the victims of a lot of mental illness going around here. So people's minds could snap because they don't have understanding, or they're going into a commitment, a contract where somebody is intentionally have the wrong agenda, and because they're being selfish. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you, gentlemen, you kings tonight. Y'all are always amazing.
We
Ain't
love
nobody
you,
but
Queen. We love
all
Love you, Queen. Yo, she said
We
10
love
G's.
you.
I'm still done. 10 G's. I'm done.
listen. I can have a whole workshop on how to get it right. So I'm seasoned.
Hey.
I'm seasoned in that area.
Hey.
Hey.
Cut it out, girl.
So you want to know how
Cut it out, girl. Cut it out, girl.
I can teach you. Don't play with me with this area here. This right here.
Yo.
Because I definitely could write a book on it. That's a definite.
Your salary
that's
and
a
all
podcast.
that. Got you.
That's a
And
podcast.
whole bestseller.
That's
So
a
yeah,
podcast.
She need a salary for that, though.
And a movie. That's a podcast, book, and movie.
What? Pay for my service.
Monetize everything, Yas. Monetize everything, Yas.
Everything. I love y'all, and I see y'all soon.
people.
Sometime later.
Bye-bye.
Wow.